Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late, but I was working on some tea for you guys, so don't be huffy puffy about it. Give me 2 minutes to get situated. I'm gonna be right back and we are gonna get started. I have some really good tea for you guys today that I think that you're gonna be excited to hear. And it's about New Jersey and it's about all of your favorite players. So give me 2 seconds. I just want to unravel my cord so I have enough room here. Let me kill my camera for 1 second to get situated. I appreciate you guys being patient. I'm so sorry. Um, like I said, sometimes I'm like working on these stories and it runs over. I've literally been working all day long, podcasting, and recording and posting and investigating and doing all the legwork today. So you're gonna get a good show. Give me 2 seconds. I've been much more faithful with and keeping notes now. I saw this thing on people with ADHD and how keeping notes is like really important. And of course, I left my notes out here. Oh well, I'll get them when I go out there. Okay, I have it pretty much memorized anyway at this point because you guys. Okay, first of all, as everyone's seen, we're gonna be talking. Everything in this video is alleged. I'm not gonna play my disclaimer. It might have my banner running at the bottom. I put a lot of this on my podcast already. Have you guys seen the Giudice girls campaign for Sheen? Sheen. I mean, they're killing it. They look amazing. They're beautiful girls. I think sometimes, sadly, like we equivalate beauty with sex or skin and all that. And I think they're really just beautiful girls. And unfortunately, they're getting backlash. And it's not good backlash. It's like really, really derogatory backlash. And it is coming from, does anyone know where it's coming from? Did anyone see the post that I'm talking about in reference? I can't say the name. I can't actually say the word. There was a post that was put out that was of the 4 Giudice girls, 2 of them minors, and it called them WHO. I think you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Hey, Angel Eyes. Hi, Pure Light. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. Happy Monday. I'm sorry that I'm late. Like I said, guys, literally working on this story till this moment all day. I have a good show for you guys. Let's get into some of this. Okay, first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about the Giudice girls. First of all, they landed a huge deal with Sheen. Okay, so they posted, if you guys are not online, you're not, in the mix, or you weren't around this weekend, I think they posted it during the week. They actually dropped a huge campaign. It's the 4 daughters. It's Teresa. The pictures, they blew it out of the water. Like, honestly, the campaign, the photos, the setting, the aesthetic, everything professional, beautiful, well done. Okay. Mia said, at least it's not Valencia. Yeah, good Lord. I mean, it could be way worse, right? Anyways, they're getting backlash. So, backlash, whatever, right? But there's an account, Krusty. You guys know who I'm talking about, Krusty. Old Krusty balls. Sorry, I have like this pineapple phone case in honor of Teresa on my phone, and it's such a pain in the ass sometimes, I swear. I can never get my settings right. Never wants to lay right for me. It's so annoying. Maybe we got it this time. Angel said, I went and bought a whole bunch of them because that is so sweet. They looked beautiful. I think so too. I think the girls are beautiful, and I think that they have a lot of haters, okay? And that's totally fine. Hey, Lindsay, it's okay to have haters, but let me tell you what's not okay. To be a woman with purple hair who gets on the internet and calls these young ladies the WHOR, you add the rest to it, tweet it, and then be in attendance to Envy Fashion Show and Joe Gorga's comedy show. Do you guys understand? How is it that in all the other franchises, everyone seems to be able to understand the children are off limits, but when you come to the Garden State, when you step into New Jersey, all of the children are off limits except for Teresa's. And it doesn't matter if they're minors, because you know what? Gia did a confessional once a couple of years ago, and she got paid. Okay? And guys, it's not just this account has, and again, you can say whatever you want about adults. What does people always say? They're like, you can say whatever you want, but don't say shit about my kid or my family or my dog or what. Like, usually it's like your pets or your children, right? Most precious thing to you. So imagine the most precious thing to you being slapped on the internet and called a derogatory sexual name, which, by the way, guys, I take another offense to the fact that I'm so tired of hearing these women talk about how they empower women when that is the last thing that they do. Even using the verbiage is discriminatory. I'm not even saying the word correctly, but complete hypocrisy and the complete opposite of supporting women. Okay? Like, a girl, this is why they're not a girl's girl, right? A girl's girl is like, my girl looks great. She looks amazing. Congratulations, right? That's a girl's girl. And you know what? A girl's girl, what Melissa's doing is not what a girl's girl's does. She is like, oh my God, I can't believe they got that campaign. I can't believe this. She looks like this. And creates a post with this purple-haired person, and the purple-haired person posts it, and no outrage from the Gorgas. She's on their team. You guys didn't see her all weekend on Melissa's sister's Instagram. You guys didn't see her being promoted. You didn't see her at the comedy show making her rounds as if she was headlining the thing. I mean, here's the thing. I used to really give Joe a pass because I think that Melissa does a lot in the dark. But you know that Melissa works with this woman. We all know Melissa works with this woman. We're not stupid. Ray Charles could see that Melissa works with this woman. And you're allowing her to go online and call your 4 nieces, 2 of which who are minors, a derogatory name. You're letting her come to your events, and you're treating her like she is a headliner at the event, front row. You're promoting her. You're liking all of her other comments and tweets and videos. She called Louis a groomer. She said that he had a crush on Melania. Again, say whatever you want about Teresa and Louis, but those 4 girls have truly been through enough. They truly have been through enough. And yes, they have a stepdad here, but their real dad isn't here. He left and he never got to come back home. And Uncle Joe has went around and brushed his shoulder off and talked about what a fantastic and loving uncle he is to those girls. And we have heard Melissa tell Gia, Joe loves you like he loves Antonia, Gia. He just loves you like he loves Antonia. Would he love Antonia posted on the internet being called a whore by somebody that's on Teresa's team? Imagine somebody on Teresa's team calling Antonia that, putting it on the internet, and then Teresa inviting them to a bunch of events, posting. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable that all of the other children and all of the other franchises are off limits, but because it's their blood, because it's their aunt and uncle, they get a pass to post shitty things about their nieces? Can somebody please explain that to me? I'm having a really hard time understanding that part. How is that? Because it's like your niece, so it's like, yeah, I can post bad about her because she's my niece. Who cares? It's my niece. What? Like, I'm just shocked. I shouldn't be shocked, but I am. I mean, it's just shocking to me that you would post that. We'll encourage it, and then hang out and bump glasses and elbows and shake hands with someone that gets online and calls your blood a name like that. How are you going to go around for a decade and tell us that you are old school Italian and that you grew up to be a hard worker and to love your family and to treat your blood good and to be there and yada, 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 yada. And here you have an opportunity to stick up for your nieces. Not even stick up for your nieces. Your wife's partially the reason that the post is even up. And you decide that you should hang out with the woman even more. Because guess what? That showed even more loyalty to Joe and Melissa. That's what that post did. That post, without being said, was basically telling Melissa and Joe, I'll post anything you want for the right price, for the right tickets to the right event. I don't know. I kind of feel like they literally have like some kind of freak thing going on. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, if you guys remember, there was a woman that like made, I think she was like maybe won like Gordon Ramsay's cooking show, and she makes sauces. And she's very good friends with the Gorgas, and she lived with them. And the photos of her and Melissa were so skeptical that people, it almost looked like she was Melissa's girlfriend, but she wasn't. She was just living there. She was just living there while she was, I don't know what she was doing. Getting back, I don't know. She was doing something, and they let her live in their house. And she had short blonde hair too. Real short blonde hair. Yeah. So it's like, oh, maybe you guys like have a thing for like women with short blonde hair or something. Like maybe. Well, let me tell you guys this too. This is crazy. You guys heard that Joe Gorga had his comedy show, right? Did you guys hear who was in attendance to the comedy show? Let's talk about it. Who was there and who wasn't there? Bravo wasn't there. Bravo producers were not there. Cameras were not there. There was no filming for Joe Gorga's event. Now, according to Lisa, who is NYCgal out, her and I do a podcast every week together on Wednesdays, and we usually talk about the Real Housewives of New York, but we always end up on New Jersey. And she actually heard that Joe Gorga allegedly had wanted Bravo to pay for the venue, the hall where he was having the event. And they let him know that they were not even going to film the event. I'm assuming that was probably a very blow to the ego for Joe, 100%. And now he's got Krusty, and she's showing her undying loyalty to him and to Melissa. She's talking poorly about Teresa and her family. She's digging, she's posting, she's doing everything that she can to show her loyalty to Melissa and Joe. And they're probably texting back and forth, and she's probably cracking inappropriate jokes, as is he, because he's Italian and that's how he was raised. Green Door says, who else had short blonde hair? Okay, there was a woman. I don't have my. I'm like, let me see where my tablet's at, but I don't think that I'm linked up. There was a woman that lived with Joe and Melissa. She had blonde hair. She sort of looked like Ellen. I want to say 2006, 14, 15, or 16-ish area, maybe 18 or 19, before COVID, maybe right before COVID. This woman was and is a chef. She's a well-known chef. I think that she won like a cooking show like Gordon Ramsay, and then from there she went on to create her own like sauce. Either that or maybe she went on Shark Tank. But whatever it was, she was living with the Gorgas temporarily. I cannot remember her name. I will get it to you. It's no problem. She definitely has an Instagram. I posted the photos. It got me in big trouble because the photos of Melissa and her again look very, it looks like they're a couple. Basically is what it looks like. And again, I was shocked that she lived there too. I had no idea that somebody else had ever lived with them like that. So they didn't say like as a throuple, like that they were she stayed there. What, I don't know. Her house was getting built or she moved there. Some shit. Then we have to talk about one more thing. This is juicy. How many? 27 of y'all. Are all of y'all following my new YouTube channel? I really need you guys to go follow my new YouTube channel, Housewives 411. I need all 7,000 of you that are following my old YouTube channel to please go follow my new YouTube channel so that I can get access to all of my stuff, so I can start creating more content for you guys. I would love to create more content on YouTube, but I really need you guys to please go to Housewives 411 and follow my new YouTube account. Do you guys remember Tom? Do you guys remember Tom? Tom was Melissa and Marge's PR. They shared him. He was in the lobby of the Gansevoort whenever Joe Gorga was yelling "suck my" to Jennifer Aiden. He was also allegedly the gentleman that opened the door to the SUV where the hanky-panky between Mel and Nick was taking place. Now, when this came out, Laura Lee Jensen, let us know the situation. And the thing was, Melissa couldn't really make any moves because if she showed how pissed she was at Margaret, viewers were going to know that it was true. And if she fired her PR boy who ratted her out, that was going to validate Laura Lee Jensen as well. So what she has done here is she stuck through a year of dealing with Tom, and then she likely fired him. She's never going to fire Margaret. She's never, ever, ever going to throw on Margaret because Margaret has very, very deep a vault, okay? And I just want to point out a couple of different things to you before I get into Tom. I don't think he's her manager anymore. In fact, sources are very firm in telling me that he's not her manager anymore. That's kind of a big deal, guys, because he's been with her and Margaret for quite some time now, before COVID. It's sort of a big deal. There's been no announcement. He wasn't at the Envy event. He wasn't at Joe's comedy show. And I don't think that he was at Antonia's birthday either. Now, Tom was childhood best friends with Nick. Oh, crap. Sorry, guys. Oh, man, I'm going to roll up. So Nick and Tom are childhood friends. Tom is the PR. What bitch boy? I don't know what he called it. Tom doesn't like women. So Joe Gorga didn't care about Tom, right? Because Tom's doing his own thing. But Tom has a best friend, Nick, who runs in the crowd. He's in the entertainment industry. He's been around Melissa and Joe for a very long time. There's lots of years and years and years and years and photos of them together, even though he still looks relatively young. They have had like a lot of, work stuff together. Anyways, I think she fired him. He has not been to any events. And I think that that's significant because it helps to validate what Laura Lee Jensen was saying. I think that Melissa just had to bide her time. She couldn't do it right away. She couldn't do it during the last season because there was so much heat on her about these cheating rumors. I got validation at someone I was speaking with at the Namaste Bitches podcast event that is close to, the situation. And as I had predicted and told all of you, it's not rainbows and butterflies with Joe and Melissa when these cheating rumors come up. What we're seeing on TV of how Joe reacts to these cheating allegations, what we see when Melissa's on Watch What Happens Live, that's not what's going on behind closed doors. He's furious. Furious. Very, very furious when these came out. And I think that it's done a lot more damage than any of us realize. And I think that this year, Teresa has really been adamant about not including or conversating with Melissa, with Joe, with several of them. And I think that it's been the best decision that she could have made, because Melissa and Joe are struggling for a storyline. Jackie's made a smart move here. Jackie has made a smart move here if she continues to stay on Team Teresa. However, also hearing rumors that the drama between her and Margaret is manufactured. I believe that. I believe that it's manufactured because neither one are throwing any shade in any interviews that I'm seeing. Like, you're mad at each other, but you don't really tell us why you're mad, and you don't have anything bad to say. Okay, sure. Yeah, Margaret, of course we believe you. Why wouldn't we? We believe everything that you say. Come on now. And again, Melissa can never break up with Margaret because Margaret isn't scared to expose her. Margaret and Joe B had an affair for 2 years. Do you know how much you have to lie to have an affair for 2 years? You would get good at it. Just like anything else, practice makes perfect. And I think that Melissa is not always the sharpest crayon in the box. And I think Margaret was probably advising her as a mentor on moves to make. Moves to make with Joe, moves to make with Nick, moves to make with the show. But mostly moves to make to be secretive and probably to help clear up this, they were able to clear up the Nick thing relatively quickly. He has a wife, guys. And I think that us as bloggers, well, I know for me, like, I was just trying to be respectful because, like, I would not want to be pregnant and be hearing that rumors about my husband cheating with somebody that I know he's in contact with. I would not like that at all. So you don't, you just don't want to do that to pregnant people. I mean, obviously she knew the rumors. I don't know. Maybe he was getting paid. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the situation was, but I think now that his wife isn't pregnant, she's probably had the baby by now. People will probably talk a little bit more about Nick, and the rumors and everything that Tom had told Margaret. And now Tom is no longer there. So is Tom going to start spilling tea to different outlets? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But guys, I need you guys to check out my podcast I just put out today. I put out a 45-minute one and I put out a 15-minute one. So the 45-minute is just really me going into detail about the situation with Tom and Krusty and the post and Teresa and Louie and all of that, right? I did a 15-minute one for anyone who's looking for just a quick pick me up in the middle of the day, maybe on their lunch, whatever. They don't have time to listen to a full podcast. Go listen to the 15-minute podcast. It's going to give you a lot of details and a lot of, just facts, just spewing facts, no points of views, just a lot of facts. Okay. I just think that it's important, guys, like kind of like how we're holding Margaret accountable, because I decided that I am, I'm going to hold Margaret accountable. I'm not saying that I want her to get fired or lose her job, but I want her to apologize and I want her to realize she's discriminating against people in recovery, people with mental health, people that have current or past drug addiction. I mean, anyone. The woman's dripping with privilege. If you think that you're going to get a warrant issued for somebody, you're dripping with privilege. Like Lisa said, those are the women who call the police on like the ethnic family down the street for having a picnic. Okay? That's the woman that calls the police when you beat her to a parking spot in Walmart. And I don't want to hear we empower women anymore. I'm so sick and tired of hearing people lie and say, "Oh, we empower women. We empower women. I empower women." No, f you don't. In fact, you do the opposite. These 4 young girls have a lot of potential. Teresa's helping to create generational wealth, but she's also teaching her children, this is how you work, this is how you get money, this is how you manage, this is what it's good to have a good work ethic. I don't think that there's nobody in the world that can appreciate somebody that is a hard worker. You can tell the difference in the way Teresa's children act and the way that Joe and Melissa's children act. Teresa's children have always been mic'd. That's what you'll notice. Somebody said, "Why don't you ever see Teresa going over to Joey and Gino and telling them how much she loves them?" And yeah. I'm like, well, because Joe and Melissa never mic their kids. Ever. Never, ever, ever. So that's why you don't. Because they don't mic their kids. They don't want you to hear something you might not supposed to hear, I guess. Teresa, been micing her kids, no problem since day one. So, yeah, it's been a long day, and I have more coming for you guys. I just wanted to pop on. Like I said, I recorded with Lisa from Lisa NYCgal out. We talked about the Real Housewives of New York. Check out my podcast, Housewives 411. You guys are going to get a lot of information in there. Margaret is the mean girl, the girl that gets jealous when she sees you have friends other than her. Oh, like she can only have one friend. I agree with this, but I also think that she is just dripping with privilege. Like the whole police thing, police report, warrant. It sort of sounded like the same exact thing that she told Louis at the reunion, didn't it? We have to forgive and be tolerant towards Grandmama Marge. We can forgive, but we don't have to be tolerant. We have to set boundaries, ladies, right? We cannot tolerate bad behavior and not hold people accountable. You got to be able to have some reflection. If you're going to have a platform through a national television show, get yourself together. I want to see you empowering women. I don't want to hear about it no more, Margaret. Nope, I don't. I really don't. And again, guys, when we talk about this post about the Giudice girls, we're talking about 2 minors and their aunt and uncle scheming to post it. Their own blood. And again, why are all the other children of Bravo off limits except for Teresa's children? Because it's their aunt and uncle putting it into motion? Again, nobody's holding them accountable. Where whoever it's supposed to be, the network, ITV, Evolution, Bravo, Andy, I don't know, somebody that's like, okay, what we're not going to do here is follow accounts that call Teresa's daughters and that, we're not going to like these accounts. We're not going to like these posts. We're not going to follow, and we're certainly not going to promote. Okay? Those are their blood, their nieces. They did nothing wrong to Joe and Melissa. If Joe was the provider, not sure. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why, but all of a sudden I'm getting a ton of the Gorgas and Marge in my Facebook feed and Instagram. I don't know. I'm sure they're probably on damage control, both of them. GM, who's the lady with the purple hair? Her name is Chrissy Krusty Balls. No, really, she started out as Chrissy Balls, and then I added the Krusty. Listen, I don't like to deal with that lady. I don't usually talk about that lady. I don't encounter with that lady. Never. I don't. But you cannot go on the internet and call these 4 young women and think that nobody is going to say anything about it, because I'm going to say something about it, okay? Because that's actually demeaning women. All like, that's demeaning towards a woman, right? So you're doing the opposite of empowering, right? You're not even just not empowering and going about your day. You're literally like putting people down and then like, I empower women. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. So I don't know. I'm not rename myself. I'm gonna be like the principal. I'm gonna get my ruler. I'm gonna get my detention slips. I'm gonna start putting people in detention. Just joking. Yeah, but I just am not gonna say like, wow, this girl is literally calling these poor young women and nobody's saying anything, and Joe and Melissa are hanging out with her, giving her front row at Joe's comedy show. Isn't that nice? Front row. Wow. Wow. I wonder if she bought a $325 ticket. Heard that Bravo paid for the fashion show, the venue. So what was the $325 for? Just saying, they're broke. Yes, Mia hit the nail on the head. They are terrified because the Giudice girls are about to become a powerhouse. That is exactly it. They have what you don't like, the Kardashians. You got 4 sisters and they're gorgeous. You're exactly right, Mia. They're about to become a powerhouse and the Gorgas know it. And they don't like it. And they try to stop it and they try to put it down. And that's, you know what, do whatever behind your closed doors. If you want to call your niece that behind closed doors, that's totally fine. But don't come online and do it. Don't come online and support other people that do it. And don't have a standard for all your other housewives and then let Marge and Melissa and Joe run amok in these streets of Instagram and Twitter, because it's disgusting. Barbara, $325 was for just the Envy fashion show. That was the meet and greet and the tickets. Yes. Joy is Thank you. Yes, Joy is the girl that lived with the Gorgas that was making her own barbecue sauce or something. She's creator of JJ's Own. She's the one in the pics with Melissa and allegedly lived with them. Yes, thank you so much, Lindsay. I'm bad with names. I'm great with faces. You guys know that. Remember when I called Laura Lee Jensen, I called her Jenkins. I called her Laura Jenkins for like a whole freaking video, dude. Bad with names. Bad. Thank you guys. Yes, JJ was the name of the girl. You guys can go look her up. You can see the photos. I think they're still there. I don't even know if they took them down. She might have. She has a girlfriend. I don't know. Yeah, $325 was a meet and greet for Envy. Teresa's meet and greet was $99. So what they normally do is they'll have a ticket price, maybe $35, $45, $55, whatever it is. And then if you would like to add on the like MVP meet and greet, then you can do that, and it just, you know, increases the price. So I think her tickets were like $100. But if you wanted to do the meet and greet, it was $325 plus tax and a fee from the venue. Yeah, so I think Joe Gorgas tickets were $125. And again, they're giving out so many free tickets just to fill the place, to make it look filled. That's like their friends. I'm not sure how they really much profit, except they have so many you know. I seen the purple-haired lady and I just scroll. She's simply not worth an ounce of my time. I completely agree in that I don't give her any of my time either, but I just don't think that I'm gonna pass up this though. This is too far. It's just too far. That's all. I'm gonna speak on it because it's too far. These are young women, and if anything, she should be setting an example for young women, because she is a younger woman, and I think that she does have children. She could lead by example. Sylvia, has Trey responded? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm sure I don't know. Even with Gabriella agreeing to have her picture posted online more, it's all strategy. Teresa looked amazing in the Sheen commercial, and that can work for Giudice too. It's creating generational wealth, okay? Like, this is what you do. You make connections. You try to make, you know, your money. Like there's four of them. They can get a camp. I mean, they could help pay for their college. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with working, and if this is something that any of the girls are interested in, it's great that they can start with their mother, who is trustworthy, and at least she has some trustworthy people around her, and they can learn, you know, and navigate as they go. Holy moly, did she say something? She posted a photo of the Giudice girls and said the WHO house, I think, or like the Giudice, it was house on to them, directed directly at them. So that's why I'm like, you're too far. You and Melissa are way too far. Then again, she was on Alyssa Simpson's page. Alyssa Simpson was promoting her and saying like, "Oh, are you following this account?" And then she was at Joe Gorga's comedy show. She was sitting front row. She was allegedly mingling as if she was like headlining the fucking event. It's insane. So I don't want to deal with that lady, but I don't think that I'm also going to overlook for young women, young ladies being posted online calling and not say anything. It's just how it is. I'm not going to not say anything about it. I advocate for a living. I'm always going to be, me and Lisa had this conversation. She's like, you can try to email and they'll send you here and they'll send you there and da-da-da. But let me tell you guys something. Nobody else is going to advocate for you except for you. Just like when it comes to the medical system, it doesn't matter what system it is. You have to become an advocate for yourself. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Closed mouths don't get fed. You have to be consistent and you have to be persistent, right? So, in my opinion, I'm not going to let this woman post this about these young ladies and say, "Oh, she's just crazy. She just posts." No, no, no. Get in line with Margaret. You owe everyone an apology. You're in timeout. You're in detention. Go on. Go think about what you said and did. Come back when you have an apology. Yeah. So I'm just not about that. I'm not going to let those girls think that that's how you should be treated because you're pretty and you are, you're a threat to your own aunt and uncle. I partially feel like that Melissa is jealous of Teresa's relationships with her daughters and that her daughters enjoy her, they enjoy spending time with her, and they're interested in things that she likes, because I think that Antonio is not at all. I'm sorry you don't get enough space, but you sometimes can turn a hoe into a housewife. LOL. Margaret Joseph didn't deserve an heir and a job. Debbie make me laugh so hard. Oh, everyone on Instagram is reposting that. Oh my goodness. It's just, yeah, like I just think that we have to be like, enough is enough. That's not empowering women. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for anyone. Again, like they're giving them a platform and look what they're using it for. I'm just saying. You guys know I want to like say so much more, but I'm just trying not to because Melissa's a hater. And it's weird. If she stayed in her own lane, she'd be so much better off. Completely agree. And it's like, how much does Joe know and how much doesn't he know? Because Melissa's not that smart. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. I think that she's showing her loyalty to them. I think that with every derogatory post like that, she's showing that I'm up for anything, guys. Like, I'm down for you too. I'm down for you too. Can me and my kids? How many bedrooms you got in that house over there, Joe? Me and my kid, we just need one room. We'll all share a room if you let us live. Yeah. We love pizza and Mexican food. Guys, sorry, that's my southern accent. Just comes through sometimes. So that's just how I pictured Krusty Balls. She'd be with like Melissa and Jolie. Oh yeah, this is a real nice place. Yeah. She'll pull Melissa and call the next day, like, oh my god, I have nowhere to go. It's just me and my kids. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. He's actually worse than her. Melissa doesn't owe Teresa the loyalty that he does. I agree with you 100%. And again, when you are an uncle and you're a man and you are claiming that you were, loving Gia like you loved Antonia, you would never let a photo like this circulate on the internet from your team. This is what Louis had planned from the beginning, and he said he was going to take him to a higher place, and I believe it. They're going to be the new Kardashians. I do too. I think that they, I agree with you. I think that Louis is great behind the scenes, and I think that that is why Bravo doesn't like Teresa so much anymore, because she's getting the advice, she's taking Louis' professional advice. I'm not surprised Joe is co-signed on such vulgarity, given the type of pep talk he gave the models backstage at the fashion show. Thank you, Mia, for bringing that up. You're exactly right. I talked about this actually in my podcast, because I said that again, your version of like empowering women is giving a pep talk to the models and talking about fat ASSs and biddies. Like, it's a joke. He's actually the complete opposite of somebody who empowers women. he's sexist. He's sexist. He's completely sexist. We know that. Jacob says you never even disrespect your niece by calling her a liar. I agree with you. I think again, he's going along with Melissa. He's traded his soul and his whole family and everything that he had or loved for that kitty cat. I don't know why. I'm telling y'all, he has. He literally has. And I don't think it's because it's like that good. I always heard that she used to give him like blue, like she would, like do a little something and then she would stop. And this is why when we see earlier episodes, like in the earlier seasons, and Teresa like said something to Melissa about like controlling her husband, and everyone was like, remember Jackie Goldstein was like, that's ridiculous. You can't control your husband. If you could control your husband, would you went to jail? And like Teresa didn't want to out Melissa, but basically that was the why he's always like a crazed animal that's like drooling. Like, okay, bro, calm down. Calm down. I mean, he's admitted to like watching while he drives. Like, oh my god, sometimes I feel bad. I don't know, they're both crazy, but I gotta go, guys. I put all of this in a podcast for you guys so that you can enjoy it at your own rate and your own pace. Check it out: Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Housewives 411. Go check out my new Housewives channel on YouTube. If you're not listening, make sure you go follow it so I can still give you guys free content, and make sure you stay tuned. We have big things coming, guys. Bye.